Middlesex slipped to their second Royal London One Day Cup defeat this season as they went down in Somerset by 53 runs. Bowling first after winning the toss, Stephen Finn removed both Somerset openers quickly by finding the edge of the bat. Stephen Davis going without troubling the scorers, and Johan Myberg for 24 of the 25 runs on the board when he too was out. Those dismissals meant that the hosts could only make steady progress through the early stages, but both James Hildreth and Peter Trigo began to find some form as they added 61 in a dozen overs for the third wicket. That stand was ended by the rather needless run-out of Hildreth for 30, Nathan Souter providing the throw, which had the visitors in a good position. Trigo is now joined by Matt Renshaw, and both played solidly to see the nearly 37-year-old former Middlesex man through to a 50 off 60 deliveries. Renshaw struck this six in adding 50 for the fourth wicket with his partner, only to fall for 24 when he was stumped by Simpson off Ravi Patel. The two combined again in the spinner's next over to remove Tom Banton for a couple, Somerset now on 142 for 5. And that soon became 159 for 6 when Patel struck for a third time, taking a return catch to remove Trigo for 65. It was the next partnership which ultimately won the match for the home team, Lewis Gregory and Roelof van der Merwe showing the importance of having all-rounders in this format. Gregory went big off both Souter and Finn, while van der Merwe did the same off Patel, who ended with figures of 3 for 48. Given the conditions and state of the game when he came to the crease, Gregory's 50, which he got with another brace of maximums, was crucial. It had occupied 42 deliveries. He then fell for 56, held by Paul Stirling off Tom Helm, after adding 91 crucial runs with van der Merwe. 2-4 then took him to his half-century from 44 balls. Before he fell 2 deliveries later as Stirling held on again, this time off Finn. Helm then bowled Jamie Overton for a duck, leaving it to Finn to finish things off by getting a shot of Craig Overton, the Middlesex skipper claiming 4 for 65 as Somerset were dismissed in the penultimate over for 283. Just when a good start was needed to a reply, Middlesex lost Nick Gubbins for 14 in the third over. Stevie Eskenazi for a duck in the fourth, and Owen Morgan in the ninth, brilliantly held by Hildreth for 11. That had the visitors on 39 for 3, but the informed Stirling was still there and looking good once again. He'd made 31 of these 66 runs on the board when he lost another partner in Hilton Cartwright to Trigo for 4 at the other end. And when Stirling was taken behind of Paul van Meekeren for 37, the visitors had it all to do. Indeed, the total read 84 for 6 when James Franklin was bowled for a single by Jamie Overton. The only Middlesex batsman who could really hold his head up high was Simpson, who had a good all-round game. He added 44 runs with Souter, including the maximum, off Trigo. Souter fell for 14, Davis with his third dismissal of the innings behind the wicket. It was then 145 for 8 when Helm was bowled by van der Merwe for 4, and the defeat would have been a bigger one had Finn not decided to have a real go. Simpson had no other option but to play his shots now. This was his second 6. And a 4 took him to a fine 50, which was made from 60 balls. He was simply left with too much to do. The game was all but up when Finn was run out for 17, with Middlesex now left on 189 for 9. Ravi Patel joined Simpson, have both had a little bit of fun at the death. They may have both thought that had the top order been in better nick, then their last wicket partnership, which was worth 39 runs, Patel with 24 of those, would not have been in a losing cause. Of course it was, as Simpson was last out for a run of ball 77, Middlesex all out with 10 overs unused for 230. That meant a loss by 53 runs, but Middlesex remain in the top 3 of the South Group and now have a huge match against the leaders Hampshire at Merchant Taylor's School on Wednesday.